Right then, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to be discussing like a big problem that a lot of agencies face is signing bad creators. So we're going to be going over the biggest red flags that creators bring to your agency, because without good creators, you literally don't have an agency. You have a really, really poor operating agency. And there is a lot of bad creators out there, so I'm going to give you all of the red flags, what to be careful of and what to look out for to avoid these people that destroy your time and energy. Right, creators who are bad, what they tend to do is they tend to drain your time, they tend to take all your energy away and lead to reduced profits. So what happens is a creator will come in and you'll think, oh my God, what a great creator, I'm signing someone, even if they look great. But if they've got no work ethic and they're not doing anything, first of all, what happens is they drain your time. So you have to see yourself as you have a 24-hour window period where you're awake, then you can spread your work out, etc. So whoever's doing your marketing, whoever's doing your client relationship side of the business, what you have to take into consideration, you've all only got a certain period of time. And if you do have a bad model who is constantly moaning, she's coming to you with issues, she's coming to you, maybe personal issues, you know, they've constantly got personal issues. If they've got like a poor mindset, if they're expecting way too much of you, all of this, you only have so much time in the day. So your time is extremely valuable. Look at it this way, if you were to sit and educate someone on what you know, how much would you charge them to teach you? If you are brand new, it'd be a lot different. If you're more experienced, your time means so much. You can only spread it out so many parts of the day, and you have to work with what the highest leverage points are. So what they can do, they come in, they drain all your time, then it leaves you with low energy, which is affecting essentially up here. So what you're then thinking, you're thinking, oh my God, like you have less time because you're focusing it on her. She's not making you money because she's a bad model. The next thing is you've got less energy to put it elsewhere into things that actually make you more money. And then it just leads down a big, big spiral hole. And it just leads to reduced profits because you're not at 100% because your time and your energy is drained by this bad creator, and it just leads to reduced profits. And if you're in a position and you think, oh, you know what, this creator, I'll just let her off, you know, she just makes this mistake, does this, you know, she's come to you with 4,000 different things within a week. And then you're still telling yourself, oh, you know what, next week it might be better. The zebra, it doesn't change its stripes. It just doesn't change. Like, these people are hugely act on their emotion. So what happens is they're constantly acting on emotion, just draining all your time. And I don't care who you are, if you've got a girl who's constantly messaging you, moaning, it takes so much energy out of you having to explain everything 50 times fold, even though you've explained it clearly already. But you have to, for me personally, my agency, employ people and get people in. I'm talking on a model basis. Bring them in who are slightly intelligent or have a lot of respect for you, and you can tell this by the way you just talk to them. Trust me, don't waste your time on this. Right, the next slide is about creators who don't want to show their face, speak or engage. So these are very, very difficult to work with. Firstly, if they're not showing their face, they don't convert as well. It's just simple. Most men, there's millions and millions of creators out there who are showing their face. Face is a big thing in sexual appearance. People want a nice looking face, or if they don't want a nice looking face, definitely they want to see what they're looking at. You can certainly market this in a certain way. There are girls who do faceless content who do this very well. It's very, very difficult to achieve greatness by doing this, and I'd say it's more for people who work specifically with people who don't show their face, or a really experienced marketing team who can do this. If you are just starting out, I would not touch anyone who doesn't want to show face. So speaking is a big thing when you come to join my agency, and I think this, if you are a newbie watching or you have got a semi-established agency, I always think it does convert much better when the content creators are speaking. It shows personality. You can like entice more hooks into your videos. It gives them more of a reward factor watching your videos. You can spice things up. There's loads of ways you can keep the content really interesting by showing the personality, and we've noticed the conversions are so much better. Also, by just talking, me sat here, it's not hard. I've just come into the office, and then what happens is I'm just sat here talking, and this is my content. I don't need to go out. I don't need to do no crazy stuff. So you can actually save a lot of time by speaking, and it does convert absolutely amazing. There's certain girls that only sit in their car and just talk in videos. Like, if you do have the confidence to do that, and you have to be a confident speaker, you can't go in and be like, yeah, so come to my OnlyFans. It doesn't work like that. You need to show a bit of oomph, a bit of emphasis, a bit of character and personality. This is how you really smash this out. So be careful when you do go for creators who don't want to speak, because the bottom line is, if they don't want to do it and they're not comfortable, that's perfectly fine. But then you have to evaluate, what do they have going for them? Okay, are they really pretty? Have they got a selling point? Okay, they don't have that. So if they don't have a selling point, right? If they don't have massive boobs, massive ass, anything like that, and they've got, no, they're eliminating the biggest thing to show personality, which is speaking, then what are you left with? You're left with a creator who you're just going to put writing over a caption, and they can just do videos. In my opinion, always get someone who's comfortable speaking. You look at all the top models, they're speaking, unless they've got something crazy going for them. Also, I don't go for creators who don't want to engage. So a lot of creators, they come in and they expect the agency to just do 100% work. They've got really poor communication. There's no point working with these people if they're not communicating properly. If you've worked with a bad model and worked with a good one, you can see the difference massively. Like, it saves you so much time and energy when they are engaging better with you. these creators who don't show face, they don't want to speak and they don't want to engage correctly. What we've noticed is there is a high churn, there's a low loyalty with these creators. So what happens is they've normally got something in the back of their mind of they're not showing their face. The thought behind it is they want to hide themselves from doing OF. So then in the end they're doing OF, they might have a month or two where they feel like they're going to make 10 grand straight away. It kind of hasn't gone that way, which the reality is, if it isn't, it's all individualized circumstances. So it all just depends. If someone comes to you with 100k, yeah, surely you can turn them over 100k on IG, you can turn them over 10k a month or whatever, maybe more, 30, 40, 50k. They're coming to you with like 500-600 followers. You've really got to have a look and investigate. Is it actually worth it? Like, weigh it up. Like, is it worth it? She doesn't want to show her face, so she's clearly got some sort of issue where she's trying to hide it. Next one, if she doesn't want to speak, she doesn't want to show personality. In my opinion, you should leave your comfort zone slightly. You don't have to go crazy, just a little bit of talking. If you don't want to do that, you're really kind of showing a poor effort. And then if you don't want to engage, like, that's just the main thing in my opinion, is like good engagement just helps you first of all move forward, have better communication skills, just makes the business run a whole lot better. And as we know, OnlyFans is a business. And the last point there is just, it's hard to build brand or retain fans, so which we know that, we've discussed that. The next one is inconsistency or lazy posting history. So as an agency, you can get, when you sign in high quality models, a lot of them models, they will want to control their main IG, so they'll deal with the posting. If they don't, fair enough, hire a VA, do it yourself, get a marketing team, start uploading on behalf of the models. We do both, so the models upload, we've got a marketing team that uploads for them. The main thing is, what you want to avoid is inconsistent models. This will make or break your agency, right? It will make or break their earnings. If you're not getting models who are consistent, right? When we first bring a model on, what we get them to do, 2 reels a day, and then 2 weeks later, okay, we're gonna boost up to 3. Now that you've got used to doing 3, then we're gonna go 4, and just good quality content at high volume. And this is how you really succeed. Like, you wanna be hitting like 5 million plus impressions on IG. You're only gonna get this by being consistent. So inconsistent creators, as soon as you start seeing like, oh, they're not uploading for a few days, have a chat to them. Why are you not uploading? Something personal's gone on, perfectly fine. If there's nothing personal and you just make an excuse after excuse after excuse, let me tell you one thing, right? If you make an excuse, perfectly fine. Okay, what can we do to resolve that as an agency? Say to the model, okay, I've had an argument with my boyfriend. Okay, all right, well, we can slow things down, but when you're back, when you've sorted things out, we can jump back on it. Okay, get back on it, that time passes, another excuse. Okay, how do we resolve this? Okay, we'll sort you out a content day, we'll sort out an Airbnb where we can go record. Oh no, I've got this excuse. Bang, get rid of them. You don't want these people who've got constant excuses. As soon as you start seeing these little traits, and this is the thing, you have to be really aware of these little red flags, right? So, if they're posting once every 2 weeks, you're not going to grow with that. You need to be doing like 2 to 5 reels a day, in my opinion, on IG. If you've got multiple accounts, one post a day on multiple accounts, you're really being rewarded for this. This is IG. Like, if we go into, I always believe in mastering one platform. So with IG, get them to master that by uploading 5 reels per day, and then jump onto Reddit, X, anything like that, TikTok, whatever suits their means. If you don't know how to market all these platforms, I literally have a guide on how to do it. You just got to drop me a message on Telegram. The next one, she says she wants to grow, but she doesn't show up. You can just see that, like, you see all the red flags in these people. So you'll say to them like, oh yeah, let's get 2 uploads done tomorrow. Tomorrow comes, it's the night time, she hasn't uploaded. Say to her what's happened. Maybe you'll get a really slow reply. Just, these models are just not worth your time. Essentially, in my opinion, they're selling their body, putting low effort into it. So what's the justification? Like, at least if you're gonna sell your body, at least put a lot of effort into it and try and make something of it. And don't join an agency if you really are lazy. Like, what's the point? Like, you join each other to grow, and if you're not putting in the effort, how do you expect the agency to get your results? You'll spend more time chasing than scaling, and this comes into the time aspect of, you've only got so much time in a day. You don't want to be chasing your models 24/7. You want them to run in the background. You can ask them a question, are you okay? Is there anything I need to do to support you today? And then just leave it at that. Right, the next one is she thinks she's too good for coaching. A lot of the big models sometimes have this because they're already proven. They have their own style of content techniques. They know how to get good lighting, etc. But you can come in maybe and push them from 50k views to 500k views. Some of them are really hard to coach because they're like, I've already made it, I just want you here as like a chatting service or whatever. But it's all about how you sell your offer. So when you do speak to these girls, find out their goals, find out what they actually want from you as an agency, and explain to them, like, every week we will have coaching sessions. This is absolute necessity to make you grow as an individual. You'll get answers like, I already know what I'm doing. She's refusing feedback. Worked with a few that just don't want feedback at all, and it's like perfectly fine. I've worked with some cases where they're like, actually feel less motivated by having content plans from you, and that's because what they do to keep them motivated, they like to look through and decide content that they find themselves. This is rare, but I have had it a few times actually. And then the third one is, won't try new content angles or promos. Like, the only way to test your variations or verticals, as everyone says it, is try new angles, try new different content styles. If you're not pumping it out at mass, you can't really test it. Like, doing 2 videos isn't testing it. You need to do like 40 or 50 videos, see what works, change a few things. If you're talking, sitting in what location, certain style of hooks, etc. So that's just something to take into account. The last slide is bonus red flags. So if they've got drama or attitude, in the UK where we're from, we see these as like potentially council estate women, or people who are in like low budget households who have like a lot of domestic violence going on. They love drama. If they've got a bad attitude, I'm not aiming at everyone, like I'm just saying as like a general percentage wise, this is what we've seen happens. Like you sign like a creator who is always into drama, always out drinking, etc. It just doesn't work well. So we try to get like semi-educated creators, or if they aren't, they're very respectful. Like that's the only way you can move forward. You're a partnership at the end of the day. It's not good for business working with bad people. Boring content but refuses to evolve. This is a massive one. Like if you tell them how to improve their content and they're not listening to how to improve, and they just want to keep it really boring, like sitting in a room with the same background, same lighting, just different captions. It's just not going to work. Like you do have to go outside your comfort zone a little bit and evolve. The next one is they're emotionally unstable, disappearing for days. This one speaks for itself. Like I don't have to explain that one. Like the disappearing for days, just sack them off. I know some agencies, when you first start out, you might see a girl disappear and you're like, oh, do you know what? There's still hope. I might earn money. Nah, just get rid of them. Like you can't do your job if you don't have a good model. Ignores all strategies, thinks they know the best. Yeah, I've already talked over this one. And then looking for a manager to do everything for her. So we'll elaborate on this one. Work with a lot of creators. And I noticed anything in business, you have to, have a look in the mirror and see why these issues are happening. So they look for managers to do everything. So it's all about your offer. So when you go in, you have to explain, like if we do just organic marketing. So I'll come in and I say, listen, it's going to take 6 to 8 weeks minimum to start blowing your page up. But it all depends on the model size of their page. And then what happens is, if you give them a good offer, this is how it's going to do. You need to upload 5 times a day. If they sign for the agency, great, they know what they're signing up for. But if you sell them a bad offer and say to them, oh, actually, we'll get you top 2% within 2 weeks, you'll only have to upload once a day. And then 3 weeks later, you're asking them for 5 uploads, they're going to kick off. So what happens is, these sort of creators, what they do, they want you to do everything for them. So what happens is, if they're not getting the results through organic, they'll be like, what can you do as an agency, blah, 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 blah. You have to basically explain to the model that when you're coming to join my agency, it's 100% on both halves. So I always say this, it's 100% from my behalf and 100% from your behalf. And how this makes you evolve is you're both coming in, putting 100%. It's not going to work if you don't do that. The only way you're getting a model traffic without them doing the work is by black hat marketing, right? Black hat marketing, there needs one change on a platform. I see a lot of people using Cupidbot, right? Instagram got stricter, but what happens is, in the future, okay, it's very difficult to block Cupidbot because it's just DMing and you just change your warm-up process, right? But one thing is, if they change something substantial and all that gets messed up, then you are left bringing the model no traffic. Organic is the best for long-term longevity, keep a continuous income, grow their brand. That's the best way to do it. I feel like I have rambled on, but I hope it's been very useful for you watching the video. And if you've got any questions, please ask me on Telegram.